Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Dreamwalker Tarot. My name is Dawn, and this is the September reading for Leos. Please go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment if anything in this reading resonates with you. Let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so we have some major arcana action with the Wheel of Fortune, the Magician in reverse, and the Temperance card in reverse. So it looks like you're kind of like off balance right now, right? The Wheel of Fortune suggests that you're kind of like in a critical stage in your life, right? Where you're dealing with your life cycles, like your patterns, and that could be like ancestral patterns with a Temperance card here. The Temperance card for me is like grandmother energy, but not just like grandmother that's alive, like grandmother that's passed. So this is something that's been going on for a long time, and it's probably like a karmic cycle or like a generational like patterns within your family structure that is causing you the ability not to create the life that you want, right? Let's pull some more cards and see what the other cards are saying. So what it looks like here is that you are kind of like in reflective mode. I do get a sense of like a little bit of sadness, withdrawal. You're defensive. And something has definitely ended, right? It's potentially in the arena of like your family. So you could have broken up with a partner, or you're moved away from your home. But it looks like something has definitely ended, and you're kind of in your feelings about it. But you are in reflective mode, right? So that is usually a good place to start when something ends. My suggestion is always to, instead of rushing on to the next situation, or just trying to put it in a box somewhere and forget about it, is to really sit with yourself and kind of look at how the situation has played out, and really reflect on what has happened. And not just solely to put the blame on someone else, but really also just to sit back and kind of assess like what part you might have played in the encounter, right? And what you can do better moving forward so that you don't make the same mistakes, because this does look like something that happens often, or that repeats itself on a regular basis. Like I said, I'm getting kind of like a karmic cycle, ancestral patterns, but it looks like you're at the turning point, and at the beginning stages of being able to kind of like put something behind you and move forward with whatever wisdom you've gotten out of the situation. Let's take a look at the reversals to see and get some more information on this spread. Looking further at the spread, the Magician reversed is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Keeper of the Sacred, which is also the equivalent to the Hierophant card, and also the Seven of Wands. Interestingly enough, when I was shuffling for this reading, I kept saying Taurus, Taurus, even though I knew that I was doing the Leo reading. So for a lot of you, this might be have some involvement with a Taurus person in your life, someone that you were trying to really work on establishing something with, right? So you were probably trying to get married, or you were in a relationship with them, but there's a little bit of like a boredom energy attached to this. Like it seems like either you or that person kind of got tired of like the day-to-day realities of being in like the marriage or working towards the marriage. Like, you got tired of like doing the housekeeping or doing all the cooking or doing all the cleaning. You probably got tired of like having to defend the marriage to your friends or against other people trying to kind of like come in between the two of you. So there could have been like outside people trying to kind of like put their foot into the situation, and so that posed a threat. And so as a result, it looks like the situation kind of came to an end, or you dissolved the marriage, or you broke up, or whatever it was that you were trying to start just kind of like fizzled out because of all of those factors, right? So this could be something that you did. It could also be something that they did, but I was definitely getting, I kept hearing Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. So that person that's involved in this, like I said, could be a Taurus person as well. Let's move on. The temperance in reverse is clarified by the Empress in reverse, the Six of Swords in reverse, the Seven of Swords, the Moon card in reverse, and the Two of Wands. So there seems like there was definitely an interruption of the plans that were being made, and like whatever it was that you were trying to create, it looks like it just didn't really happen. And so right now, with the Moon card in reverse, it looks like a lot of secrets came out. A lot of things were revealed to you about that person, or you were revealed to that person, right? So there's like a little bit of a sneaking around, and because there's a lot of like family energy. It looks like someone was cheating potentially, but there was definitely a lot of things that were being done behind your back, or that you were doing behind someone else's back, that came out and became known. And so the plans that you had for the situation, the long-term plans and the long-term goals, all kind of seem to collapse a little bit, right? And it looks like you're having like a really difficult time moving on from the situation, which kind of leads me to believe that you might be the person that was involved in this behavior. And this is something, like I said, it seems like it's something that's a cyclical pattern in your life, something that seems to continually happen. And if you kind of look at where you learn these behaviors, it might be something that's a little bit of an ancestral pattern in your family, or even just a pattern with you in particular, that you seem to end up in the same situation all the time. The Seven of Wands again in reverse is showing up, and so it looks like this is like a continual fight, right? There's information that keeps coming in, and now you're kind of like in a space where you're in withdrawal mode. And the Hermit in reverse is someone that is just kind of like taking time in separation and just removing themselves either from the situation or the parties involved, and just not wanting to kind of interact with anyone. So you're kind of probably operating a little bit of like a loner vibe and keeping to yourself. The Page of Wands in reverse is clarified by the Death in reverse, the Page of Pentacles again in reverse, and also the Fool in reverse, and the Nine of Swords. So like this venture, this past adventure, and also I keep getting invested in something and lost big time, right? So whatever it was that you invested your energy and time into, it looks like the result of that is like you sustained like a major loss. And so you're kind of going through it a little bit right now, losing a lot of sleep, like you can't sleep. You're like, your anxiety is like, you're like overwhelmed right now. But this definitely is like the beginning of something, right? So whatever it was that you went through, like a relationship or a passion or something that you were investing your time and energy into, it looks like it didn't work out. And so you're kind of really grieving the loss of that at this time, but it is a time and opportunity to start brand new, taking the lessons that you learned in the situation and really just applying it to your life moving forward. But yeah, let's look at the rest of the cards. With the Ten of Pentacles here being clarified by the Knight of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and also the Six of Cups. Like I said, it's really doubling down on the fact that this like family structure has kind of come to an end. And so with that, and the cards present, it seems like you should really take a look at what your relationship is, or what your experiences have been in the past when it comes to like your family life, your home life, like the responsibilities of each of the people involved, like in a house structure, like what the ratio of give and take is for each person. Like, do people give too much? Do they not give enough? Are people selfish with one another? because with the Six of Cups here, it definitely goes back to, like I said, some childhood traumas, some childhood patterns, some childhood cycles that you've learned, that you need to contemplate unlearning in order to move forward and be in like a successful relationships with anyone really. You need to kind of do like a little bit of internal investigation and kind of like sit with that a little bit. It could also mean that you love excitement, right? Like, and so like the regular everyday things about life, like really probably just don't interest you. It's maybe a little bit boring to you, but there is an element of just regular living that is present in people's like daily lives, that like just kind of like doing the general housekeeping that we all have to do, that you might not really be into, right? And that, like I said, goes back to your childhood, and what you learned about that and how that factored into your growing up. And so I think sitting with that, like I said, and really just trying to figure out how that has an effect on your life right now and how your situations keep playing out would really be helpful and beneficial to you in this healing process that you're in right now. Here we have again the Ten of Wands in reverse with the Six of Cups again, the Six of Wands in reverse, and the Four of Cups. So definitely a major, major, major loss in your life right now. And you are definitely feeling a little bit beat up, a little abused, like you are really hurting, and you're really in your feelings, but you are in reflective mode. And that's probably the best place for you to be in whenever you are ending out a cycle or closing one door and moving into another aspect of your life. Like, you don't want to take like that baggage from your past mistakes with you and keep repeating those same mistakes, right? You want to kind of learn from them and really do, like what you have to do that internal work, to realign yourself, and try to figure out like what it is that you want and what it is that you need to do in order to get what you want. But really just sitting with yourself at this time and really just figuring out like, what has happened, the parts that you have played in what's happened, and really just try to learn from that and move forward. Moving on to the advice card. The first advice card is Elder, which says move beyond ancestral patterns. Move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members, past and present. Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavioral patterns. The Aboriginal people are the oldest tribal people still living on the planet. Their hunter-gatherer culture and ancient spirituality are rooted in tradition and balance with the earth. So the Aboriginal ancestors are offering you not only the wisdom that will help you heal and adapt to the ever-changing planet, but also an understanding of what a spiritual life should be. The Elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. He's an embodied soul, yet he has had journeys that go beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents a reclamation of power. When he appears, it's an acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. If you have had expectations of success, failure, sadness, or even sickness placed upon you by your family, it's important to know that you are here to create your own story. This card represents personal healing that will bring healing to your family lineage, past, present, and future. Know that you get to decide what you take on, and also know that your ancestors are rooting for you and are sorry for any setbacks they have created for you. So again, like I said, this seems like it's something that is like an ancestral pattern, specifically with the women in your family, your maternal line, but just like the women in your family, period. That seems to be playing a role here. And like I said, also the things that you have learned through childhood. So this is like a really good time to like sit with yourself and really to think about those things heavy, and to think about what you did learn from these people in your life and how that is manifesting itself in your life right now. The next advice card and the final advice card is Seer. See beyond the current situation. Look beyond your current situation, raise your vibration, and focus on love. Most indigenous peoples have a seer in the family or tribe. Seers are the intelligent and intuitive beings who serve as direct channels for information on what's occurring now and what's about to unfold. Their energy isn't about predicting your future for you, but about showing you how your intentions are creating it. A true seer will help you see that your intentions can change. Therefore, so can your future. The message of this card is to let the clairvoyant within you rise up so that you can see the way forward with your spiritual eyes. Clairvoyance isn't not about predicting the future. It's about being able to see clearly enough to create your best future. You're being encouraged by your ancestral guides and angels to see beyond what you think is happening now. Don't allow your ego or doubts to play games with you. Instead of seeing yourself as stuck or lost, know that you're in an energetic holding space while the universe recalibrates a path that is more favorable for you. Angels of light are upgrading your energy so that your experiences can be more enjoyable. You're moving towards something extremely uplifting and enlightening, so stay calm and keep your eyes on the prize. If you have gotten to this part of the reading, I just want to thank you so very much for listening. I really appreciate that. Go ahead and subscribe. I would love to hear your comments about how this is playing out in your life right now. And share, if you know a Leo that's going through some things, like just, forward it to them. Maybe it can help. And I hope this helps you in some way, shape, or form. And I'll see you soon. Okay, Leos?